Okay. The first thing I want to talk about is my main takeaway from this past month. I am the most proud of getting over the intimidation of Houdini. I think my biggest problem before starting was I was a little worried about just the mainly the node functions of Houdini is what makes it different from Maya, and it kind of just felt like similar to how I felt when I first started Maya. And maybe I had a little bias because I already knew Maya, but when I was introduced to Houdini, it just felt so convoluted, like this big monster that needed slaying. But after a while, I did it, and I feel a lot more familiar with it. And not only did it teach me the difference between Houdini's workflow and Maya's workflow, but it showed me that Houdini isn't like more complex than Maya. It's just it works differently. Um, so as for my assignments, I have my videos here. Um, my favorite is actually a tie between the dice one and the this. Hold on, let me. It's lagging. The oh my god, where am I going? Hold on. The this one right here. I love this one. It was the one that took the longest, but I got to be the most creative with it. After I got the nodes and the tree system set up, it started to feel like a toy box. Like I just got real creative with everything, and it was just a matter of putting the geometry in there and making the animations I wanted to do, and kind of just tell a mini story. Um, I'm not sure if one was the most difficult. I feel like they were all equally challenging. Although I will say that the Rubik's Cube one was ironically the easiest because um I by this point I had gotten used to the tree system and the putting the nodes up. So it was also very satisfying because I just follow all the steps, and then this is just to me personally very satisfying to watch. I just love all of these particles going everywhere and all those colors. Um, so yeah, at least like mentally and functionally, it was the easiest because I'd gotten so used to it. By this time, I had already done all these other ones, so it was not much new. I was kind of just repeating everything that I had done. Another one that took long, I feel like the fountain one took kind of a while, but that was a little bit because it was a lot of playing around with attributes and things. Um, because, I was trying to I was trying to blur the line in between this looking like a bunch of Orbeez falling off of shelves and, actually looking like water droplets, trying to make that shape. And, I got pretty close considering. And then also this one, and maybe this is just because I picked a complicated shape to work with, but obviously a real blimp would not break like that. But I just wanted it to look kind of realistic. That's why I started with it in the air. I kind of wanted to make it look like it was falling out of the sky. Um, but yeah, this was another one that was pretty satisfying. Is trying to I was going back and forth between um this and my reference, trying to get it as close as I could. So that was pretty fun, trying to match those droplets, match the randomness. Um, but yeah, all in all, um, in the end, I'm the most proud of myself. I feel like this didn't just teach me about Houdini's workflow, it also taught me what um what kind of mindset is useful and productive when working on kind of scarier-ish things that might be kind of intimidating, when you like any normal person opens this up and tries to understand this, it's pretty freaky to try to figure out what's going on. But I now have a lot better understanding and appreciation for Houdini, as well as softwares like this. So that is definitely what I am taking out of this class and remembering for my future, for anything else, and I'm gonna apply that to anything else that I work on. Yeah, that's it.